played it, so I want to see it carry. Give me that beautiful Kled of yours, Cuvée, one of our resident Kled players. But Morgalio also, this time on the BBQ side, would be appreciated. Going over to game number 2, see these adjustments in the bans.
Well, Rakan taken away, so Core JJ not going to be finding that one this time around. Talia still banned. Don't want that in the hands of Tempt. With his big shining picks.
Did see Morgana in the support role today, so far in both our series, after being a bot lane carry. Morgana yesterday.
Seems like it's going to be attack the Core JJ time here, as the Tom Kench is also banned away by BBQ.
What's he got left? Well, if you're looking at this season,
Morgana.
It is the Janna, Brahmin Kama. He actually hasn't played Morgana this season.
I'm just saying, could pick that up.
Absolutely.
Not banned away yet.
I also would have faith that he could throw bindings and periodically shield people. Is BBQ going to ban the Gallia on blue side? They were really angling for a Zoe ban, which means maybe they have a plan for what they want at first pick. Looking at what's open, Sejuani would definitely be prized by a lot of teams as a first pick, and Ambition's still in the lineup, so you know he's going to take it. Will they take the draft in a different direction? There are power picks depending on the style of play you want to employ, and the Swain has certainly been a big pick in 8-11. With the bruises falling away, I actually feel like Swain's value on this patch is going to start decreasing.
Yeah.
We've seen it once today and a loss as we go over the side of Genji.
And with so much available, do you just go ahead and lock up the Ashe? And you do. Okay. No Rakan to go with the Xayah, so they decide to just pick up Ashe for Ruler, not even a Varus. Interesting.
Initiation being prized from the 80 carry role, and much more safe long-range initiation. Could also be jungle tracking with the ability to throw out the Hawk shot. Wonder what the support pick will be, and maybe Ashe Morgana as a duo lane.
Oh, that sounds annoying.
Will be the Gen-G duo, double ranged. Ashe with a 600 range, a big advantage over most people.
Binding into Arrow and vice versa.
Crazy. Considering going the Aatrox blind, Cuvée could go Renekton into this, and that would be painful. We'll get some coverage bans, but could also just be an Ornn or a Mundo if they feel like they need something a bit more for team comp than for the lane. But Cuvée picked for lane for him in game number 1, so be excited to see it again. It will be Aatrox for the top lane.
Aatrox, Swain so far. We saw the big pop-off in our first series coming through from Linderong with that Aatrox. Just basically unkillable. Let's see if Crazy can have a similar performance here. And we get down to the last pick of the first round for BBQ, and it will be a takeaway on the Sejuani. Genji so close to getting it.
This means Trundle for Ambition. It's a standard matchup. We've seen it so many times on patch 8.12. We'll see it again. Should be worth noting that patch 8.13 is live on the Korean servers, so goodbye Aatrox. But now, we're living on borrowed time.
Rest in peace.
Sadly, rank 3, don't remake Aatrox, was unsuccessful in his peaceful protest. Riot Games did not give in to his demands.
It's peaceful for now. Who knows what he's going to do now that the patch is up.
That's true. I don't know if I want to queue into him. Actually, I would like to queue to him because then I'd be Challenger, but never mind.
That's true. That'd be actually pretty good for you.
Like, oh no, yes, no.
Yeah, maybe you could have a different career other than casting if you were going to be queuing into him.
Pro player, pro player. Well, speaking of pro players, they don't want to play against any Sorakas.
A blast from the past. But yes, Soraka will be banned away, as will the Mundo. Even though the Aatrox typically doing pretty well into the Mundo, at least early on.
Bit of coverage for the Morgana. Soraka just pokes out the Morgana really hard in the 2v2. Shen for team comp banned away to stop Aatrox flying in with a ninja on his back. Final ban here would just be the Ornn if they want to be boring, the Renekton if they think that Cuvée is going to play for lane. You could also play Kennen and try to outrange where there be all-in options for the Aatrox, so I don't know if I love that idea. Waiting for the final ban here from BBQ. Seem to be focusing on top side, and they do ban the Renekton, an old favorite of Cuvée. Not one that he's played this season, but an old pick for him. If he just played Kled, it'd be just beautiful. Give me the Kled, Cuvée.
Gives time, really tensing us up, but maybe it's the Darius.
Be a good matchup into the Aatrox early, so we'll be picked up. So Sword have a wonderful performance on the Darius last night against Kingzone Dragon X. If you missed that series, you know what? We'll let you leave this one and go watch the VODs of that one. It was pretty good. There may also be an extended break for you to catch up on it as well. The Darius going to try to dunk the Aatrox on the top side. See how BBQ close out the draft. They could try to run some bruisers. teams like Afriko have 3 wins on the Yasuo already, so flex Yasuo could certainly be mid lane and put the Swain bot lane. That would be Alistar support. Would work really well with it.
Find out what they're going to do.
Gragas support will work pretty well with Swain as well.
Okay, maybe Ignar looking to try something crazy yet again here. Windwall going to be able to block, bindings, the volleys coming through from the Ashe as well as that Enchanted Arrow, but it will be the Alistar in the end, so maybe this will be the Swain bot Yasuo in the mid.
Still has good synergy in the duo, but the lane presence of the Swain is pretty significantly higher.
Here.
Hey, Fly, you looking good over there.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Okay, here we go. A special treat. Fly going to be locking in his Aurelion Soul, his most famous pick historically. But who is he playing mid against?
Very interesting. The Yasuo wouldn't be the worst choice ever because you're so slippery that hitting abilities on him can be tricky. And Swain Alistar will be the duo lane most likely. Very interesting. So Fly's famous Aurelion Soul will come out. Last Aurelion Soul we saw played was by BDD, now moved to 1-1. Fly is 1-0 himself. BDD had a day out, but so did Fly against BDD. Very exciting to see Fly jump on the Aurelion Soul, and like we kind of previewed, when the Alistar showed up, Swain was kind of inevitable for the big CC duo of Alistar Swain.
All right, well, Fly, with his prime pick going up against the Yasuo, and as you put it, very slippery on that one. We'll see how he's going to counteract the Yasuo play. BBQ faithful holding strong. Looking for something to reinstill some hope.
Whoa! That is a mad
angry
chicken.
It's a really angry chicken.
There's obviously something very significant going on in there, but sadly lost on us. Sorry, guys. Maybe Joel could let us know what was going on in those signs.
Not really certain.
Ah, it's a military service.
Leaving for his military service.
Thank you very much for the update
23rd of July.
Damn. Well, thank you for your service. We always say, Ignar, what's he doing? Where's the cowbell? Where's all the sick Alistar skins?
Yeah, he's not running the skin.
Maybe he's decided he wants to be more like Faker, and he's like, all right, no skins then.
They'll find the ward here as Ambition gets pulled back in. They're looking for the takeaway on this red buff, it would seem.
Fade from Ambition. Remember, Fly's level 1 is very powerful if he rotates down. So far, it's going to be a smite battle.
He's playing close. It's going to be the smite coming down. Ambition going to get healed back up.
Trick is able to pick it up.
Can't get the steal.
So the red buff dying still gives the King's tribute to Ambition.
Oh boy,
all right.
That's going to be Ignar going in. Flashes in, gets that pulverized, dragged back in on the core JJ. The never move connects. He's going to go low. Flash down from both he and Ruler, and suddenly this is just a complete disaster from Gen G.
Double flash on the bot side is no trivial thing, and Ambition has to go back to his own jungle with his tail between his legs in many ways, not being able to pick up a buff. Ignar even roaming up to try to be a jerk.
Recall coming through from core JJ, the binding going to come down. Ambition able to get the blue buff at least. Miller comes in with Fly rotating from the side. Trick playing forward. Ignar dangerously low. The Ignite ticking away. Ruler looking to join in. They're going to go ahead. Trade back in. Get the kill. Now looking for another one. Trick will fall. Ruler finds it. And just like that, Genji reverses everything from that initial botch. Now going to be up 1,000 gold. 2-0 on the board.
You know, that was a half great thought from Ignar saying, okay, let's get in there. We know the bot lane can't react first. They don't have summoners. However, the full thought was, well, at level 2, he can just take the pillar, the binding gets more reliable, and a double kill. And suddenly the bad laning phase is a red buff on the Ashe, and that's annoying, because it even has the HP regen to allow him to hold on to his potion.
Oh dear. Rough tidings here for BBQ. Started off in a very good way, getting both of those flashes gone out of the bottom lane, and just like that, they felt bad. They had to give something back. They hand 2 kills over to Genji.
You know, I don't think
onto the Ashe.
BBQ have many things to give back, you know? This isn't the time for charity from them. Sadly, that is a pretty big disadvantage to the side of BBQ. Bot lane is still one that has to be respected. We saw this piloted to success earlier, as Ambition is whacking away again.
Yep, looking for Trick here. Blast Cone is available. Trick will take that out, but Ambition flexing on the Sejuani.
You guys are familiar with Ambition's kind of steely gaze and personality. The idea of him being the fun police on Constable Trundle is pretty funny, actually. You guys
I'm
saw...
just imagining him with that same steely gaze at his wedding.
Well, I mean, he does seem to melt around his wife from all the interviews he's given. Should be mentioned that on the PBE, the Samsung Galaxy skins, you can see the recalls and the general skins there. Coolest thing about them to me is that Ambition did, in fact, get his bat in the back animation, and that is, I'm sure that would have had to be a negotiation with Riot, because it's not very lore appropriate.
That's going to be the flash pulse coming in as Trick arrives into the bottom side. Ruler going to get jumped on. Ruler going to go down. No escape from him. Kill over to Ghost. Nice little gank coming through from BBQ, trying to claw something back.
You got to be so fast on the trigger finger for the Black Shield. It wasn't on time. Tug was there from the Swain passive, too easily picked up. It is a really formidable duo. Don't let me underrate how strong those two are together. Tempt has Ignite for the laning phase because you can close the distance and look for an all-in onto Fly, but he has the ult to knock away as the lane phase goes on, and also the exhaust when he hits level 6, so gonna be a fun little duel between these two.
Get popped up there, Fly taking a bit of a beating and falling behind as far as the CS is concerned, so requires a bit of assistance here from Ambition to help him push the lane out so he can go back to base and get a purchase in. Cruise away.
But cruising away means he doesn't have the cruise back to lane, so there's actually a significant cost there. I doubt he's going to buy Swiftness Boots straight up. That was, of course, a build at one time. It's going to be a Dark Seal. And just the Boots 1 for future thrift shopping his way towards Ninja Tabi and friends. Would recommend Ninja Tabi this game. There is CC on the side of BBQ, but kind of needs Boots 2 really early against the Yasuo, and not having Ninja Tabi is going to be painful too.
Not only that, but also the Aatrox. Yeah. All the auto swings that are going to be coming through from that.
And you play a side lane quite often as Aurelion Sol, so finding the Aatrox is quite likely. Top lane evened up a little bit. Swain himself with a red buff, which again is mostly about the health sustain. Ruler did go into lethal tempo on the Ashe, so no comment like we saw from Pilot earlier today on a poke champion. That was the lethality Varus that didn't make much of an impression in our first series. Itemization from Ruler is something you guys should take away. A lot of blade rushes, but in general, big reason for that is when you face a mage, going Van Scepter is a necessity. Speaking of necessities, seeing an all-in from Crazy.
Yeah, taking quite a bit of damage there. Cuvée in the meantime. Sejuani wrapping around the back side. Blast Cone ready to go.
Level 4.
There is a control ward down. How quickly can they react? Flash, I believe, is about to be up here for Ruler and Core JJ, but at the moment is not.
Ooh, Tempt's level 6 has a pretty big range. They buffed, of course, the Last Breath in range.
Okay.
It was a Hex Flash.
Yeah.
So, wait. Yes, it was Hex
Yes,
Flash.
it was like the last possible second, I believe, before his flash came back.
The fact that it was baited me, actually. I was like, what?
Yeah. Threw me off for a second. It's like, okay.
With the Last Breath range. Make some creative plays from around that area. Give Last Breath, Tempt just controlling mid lane. Fly would really like to start roaming, but that's not going to happen yet. He's down in the lane to the tune of 20 seconds.
Definitely a rougher pickup here in the Yasuo for Fly to try to play around.
Control wards, bottom side means that the roam there from the Aurelion Sol will be spotted out very early. Top side has a lot more of a benefit with the control ward down, but Constable's on the case already.
He is unspotted. Down into the brush there from Crazy. Seems like Ambition's just going to be going for the recall.
Darkfly is too
and Flash.
Obvious an escape with the Flash, like you mentioned, as a combination, so not going to be a successful gank there. Boots 2 rush done finally by Fly. Gonna piece together the Rod of Ages next, the now standard first item from the Aurelion Sol. The old first item of the Hextech GOP builds out a Lost Chapter and includes a lot of stats that he doesn't need compared to the old build out of the Catalyst.
Trick nearby, ready to hit level 6. He doesn't have it yet, but Crazy is just going forward. Look for Cuvée. He'll flash away. Flash forward from Crazy to chase and get the stun. Cuvée will go down 2-2 now here as BBQ swings into a lead, just a couple hundred up.
Really good economy of skills used by Trick. Didn't use his ultimate at all in that fight. Was waiting for a flash before he even dared to throw out the Glacial Prison and ended up holding it. So good job on the side of BBQ.
Wall going to be blocking that one out. Temp's taking a bit of damage here.
No minions to surf on.
Vision going to push forward. Voice of Light going to be used, but Fly not going to find the pick, but to get the flash away from the Yasuo. So he's a little bit less slippery.
when he's got no minions also. That was the big takeaway there, is the minion wave was dead, so Fly could just run at him, and there was no easy counterplay apart from all-in from the Yasuo. Speaking of all-in, we're seeing Gen G send 3 members onto the Ocean Drake, just as we saw the backs coming through from BBQ. Good timing, Gen G.
Scooping that one up. So first objective of the game, going to be going over Gen G. Ocean Drake not going to let them a whole lot. A little bit of passive regen coming through.
Easy having a kill lead over the Darius does accelerate the 2 items and makes him a bit more formidable, taking a 1v1. Rod of Age, Ginz's Rage Blade, and one of the Tiamat items, usually Titanic Hydra, is the duo that we're expecting Crazy to go. Trick and Ignar in mid lane. Remember, he held on to Glacial Prison. Fly has no cleanse, gone exhaust this game.
And also has no idea that they're here at the moment. The exhaust is Core JJ right now backing him up. So it's going to be actually Trick and Ignar roaming over to the Rift Herald to start this one up. Crazy roaming down should give Gen G some idea that this is maybe happening. But not really much that they can do to stop. It's going to be a full 4-man in onto this Rift Herald. So BBQ going to be looking to break down that first turret, get that first brick goal.
I think the mid lane turret would be gold standard to keep Aurelion Sol even more predictable in his roams, because if he's not meeting a minion wave push past the mid lane, you know he's roaming. See where Trick can be able to use it right now. No aggressive vision. Their vision is very shallow, so difficult to come up with a fantastic spot to put it, as Ignar's got his Nikes on, the boots of mobility. I want to see some more Alistar Headbutt pulverized into Swain passive combos. Big fan.
Maybe you'll get your wish.
It could be all sorts of shenanigans when someone gets pulverized into pulled into Last Breath for actually forever knocked up.
Yeah. But Core JJ can also stop all of that with one click of a spell. For now, though, aggressive push coming into the mid lane. That's going to be the Rift Herald thrown down, and with no real way to stop this charge from going through, seems like BBQ will be able to get the first brick here in the mid lane, opening up the map.
Really nice brute force, because he didn't even need the aggressive vision. They just brought down Aatrox, who had already pushed up the wave on the Darius. Get the charge in. Well played by BBQ, and now Fly is going to be so accountable on a champion that thrives in these sort of unaccountable games that lead to the roams really pulling off for the Aurelion Sol.
Love to have reversed this situation. Have the enemy turret taken down so he could just roam freely between mid, top, and bot. But
whoa, Sejuani had a lot to talk about.
She's a chatty one, you know.
I assume that was a taunt. That's strange. He didn't throw out the ultimate. That's the only time I usually hear Sejuani exclaiming.
She was translating for the Poro. He had something to say.
Maybe.
Well, looking for a potential gank here on the mid lane. It gets jumped on. Cube nearby. Voice of Light coming through. Temp gets the last breath in onto Ambition. He'll flash away from the turret. Takes one final shot, but barely will survive. They managed to get the kill there on the Temp, but now Fly has to run away. Ghost going to flash in. Fly will go golden, but this is just going to be a slaughter in the hands of BBQ. Looking like a 2-for-1 in the end. They get rid of Cuvée and Fly, and now BBQ maybe just push straight up the mid lane.
Extremely bloodthirsty support, double kill onto the Alistar is not ideal, but the Darius positioning also very questionable. Walk down was basically in melee range. The members of BBQ, so a trade up by the side of BBQ. We're going to watch the replay. Vision walks up, Darius joining him. They're going for this turret dive. The passive reset on the ultimate means he lives just a little bit longer. Eventually the stars being constricted does pick up the kill, but Ghost is there with an excellent teleport. Ruler doesn't take TP anymore. He's a heal-only AD carry, but when that comes to the TP in game number 1, he was outroamed a couple of times, outroamed by the TP this time. That means that BBQ once again hold this slender lead.
Ruler going to be needing his carry pants, it would seem. He needs to pick up the pieces. The rest of his teammates are leaving strewn about Summoner's Rift at the moment. 1,000 gold just about in the lead here is BBQ, so not the largest of leads. But still unexpected, you would say, as somebody coming into this series. Let's get to the standings. But maybe a bit more shaken up is Gen G after that loss to KT than we would have anticipated.
You also see that with Ambition in the lineup, Fly has to square up a little bit. It's very unlikely to get significant jungle help from a Trundle or from Ambition in general, who has always been very farm-focused. You think about his duo with Crown over the course of 2017, and the only real mid lane ganks were to hold the wave after Crown died, more so than actually ganking for the lane. So Aurelion Sol ends up being much more forced to stay in the mid lane. We've seen no significant roams from the Aurelion Sol. In fact, it was ganks on Aurelion Sol's lane, and the Aurelion Sol looking for a turret dive on the Yasuo more than the side lane impact. And usually that's going to be the difference in jungle picks. With Haru, looks great pick this time.
That's going to pop up into the Glacial Prison in onto Ambition as he falls down low. Pillar comes through, trying to keep himself alive. Fly getting the pushback on the Tempt with the Voice of Light. Seems like he will be able to stay alive. Doesn't have the flashes, doesn't have the exhaust, but now Ruler going to be in an awkward position. Has to flash over the wall. They can't really answer any damage at the moment. Fly taking a really odd path choice. He's going to get interrupted as Ignar goes forward. Finds a headbutt pulverize and Fly one more hit to do it. Tempt jumping forward, manages to finish him off with a tornado. Puts himself in harm's way, but Core JJ and Ruler are in such an awkward position here. Just have the turret, Ambition, headbutt pulp coming through. He'll get locked down. He'll get taken out as Tempt finds another one. Ruler doing what he can, just tossing out volleys. He's got so much to dodge around. Core JJ throwing down the shackles, Cube coming through, looking for the pentakill, but I don't think there's going to be anything found here for Gen G, just death. As Core JJ goes down, Cube, three-man apprehend, pulling him in underneath the turret, tries to get the ult up, but won't be able to do it, and that is just going to be an ace coming through for BBQ, 9-3 now on the board.
A sensational clean ace. They made their own battlefield between two turrets, Achilleos, and they were able to make it where they finally take the turret. The gold swing is immense, and I've never seen a fight quite like that between two basically full health turrets. One by one the dominoes flow, and the dominoes are your world champions, Gen G.
It just starts with such an awkward position from Fly, goes up,
but just take a step back.
Back down the lane
it's
instead of going to Core JJ.
Turrets. Have you ever seen anything like this, where they're able to find targets one by one?
I mean, they just proxied Gen G players is what they did. They went in between the turrets. Instead of killing the minions, they just killed everybody else.
They execute all the dives, all the turns. Every turn here was a big one. This one is with the Dark Fly, and Crazy says, screw it, I can flash in. I've got my passive. I'll drop down on a knee while the rest of the team will do the work. The ultimate's back up from Ghost, so they're able to clean it up. So clean, but a comedy of errors for Gen G.
What went from a dream situation potentially for a Darius turned into a nightmare. Ambition, not going to get clipped by that.
Ignar stole the red of all people.
Yeah, he's just stealing everything, man. He's still 1-5. He's almost got 100% kill participation.
This game ended with 2 kills on the level 1 going the way of Gen G. And since then, it has been 9-1. How about another one?
And they can just keep pushing the envelope here. Cube going to get jumped on. And the Decimate not going to be enough healing. Tempt finds another one. 4-1-3 now. Fed on this Yasuo. Gen G, how do you turn this around?
There have been scrims that have been remade for less than 2 people running into the enemy blue buff and dying at level 1. And yet, here we go. BBQ opening up just an insanely massive lead as Gen G just seem to be falling apart in terms of communication.
It's one of the most awkward team fights I have ever seen. The one that happened there in the bottom lane. So strange.
I think you're actually offending the word team fight by calling it a team fight. It was almost like a firing squad. Okay. You two over there, you two at this other wall. But stand next to that turret. We're going to kill these people.
Normally the firing squad's the one that's surrounding the other people, not the opposite way.
No,
this was like the final battle in Lord of the Rings.
It was 5 people surrounding 2 people and then surrounding 3 people. That's what happened there. Okay. It was a lynch mob. They knew who they wanted.
I see.
Damn. Well, this game...
was, you know what it was? It was a martial arts movie where they go in, they fight them one at a time, and they just beat them back. It's kind of like that.
It's every game that doesn't have the Batman combat that was in that kind of action era where, for some reason, the enemy bad guys would always fight you one by one, a new challenger approaches, rather than the standard, like, flowing combat that now you see in the Arkham Asylum games. Awkward. Again, we've seen fights one by one, but never between 2 turrets with no turrets down.
Might have another fight here between an Aatrox and an Alistar, because Ignar, he's got that red buff. He can slow up Cube. There's nothing much this Darius can do. Can't even really damage the Aatrox at this point. Crazy finds another kill. 3-0-2 deathless so far on that pick.
To be fair, if you go Darius and you're 0-4-0, you might as well zombie push. You got to do something with the Darius, so... It was going the bot side, and sadly, he's picked off again. It's only a kill, and the kill credit's not going to get them too much. But a feel-good moment from BBQ as the gang squad just roams around.
Ghost looking for the lockdown there on a Ruler. As they just get the push moving forward here onto the tower, trying to get some damage in.
Much smaller gold lead than you'd expect. This Trick
finds the lockdown. They drag back in onto Ruler, and he will die. No flash available.
That was a really good Sejuani ultimate, and they also timed the Black Shield knowing it was down.
Yeah.
Perfect timing there from BBQ, impressing us. Even the game victory will be so big for them.
Vision coming around the side, looking to get on attempts. We'll be able to find the kill with the help of that tower. Now can they get the turnaround, though? Ignar stuck in, taking turret shots all at the same time here as Cube gets the ultimate off and Fly scoops up the kill. They find two more, now chasing in, looking for Ghost. Fly comes zipping in, drops down the exhaust. They should be able to finish off the Swain. And is this how things start unraveling for BBQ? Who have so far had a commanding lead in this game.
5,000 gold down, still BBQ overstay and lose multiple members. Couple of kill involvements for Cube. Or reset his bounty a little bit, but doesn't necessarily rescue him out. Trinity Force. You pick the wrong team fight and some dunks come in. Trinity Force Darius can do a lot of work. They don't lose the inner turret, 99 HP. That's all that's left on that one. Game isn't over, even though it felt like it just moments ago. In fact, it's felt like it twice. One to Gen G at level 1, and then with the 5 kills to the side of BBQ. This is a fiesta, ladies and gentlemen.
World champions, by the way.
This is the biggest fiesta we've had in a while.
Oh, man. And if they come back in this, it's not even Gen G like, man, only the world champions would make a comeback like that. It's not BBQ. Only BBQ can throw it this way.
If I didn't watch this game and you were describing it to me, so, you know, a fairly educated viewer, and you're trying to describe to me the things that happen, I would have a lot of digressive questions like, wait, what was happening? Wait, what were their items? Wait, where were they? And how many turrets were they between?
Yeah.
It's just one of those games where everything has an asterisk. It's been so insane.
It sounds like me in college. Just hang on, how does this work again? Like a
Yeah.
math class?
There's no manual for this game,
2
Achilles.
plus 2 is what?
You gotta live it. Really? 2 plus 2? That was a tricky one for you?
You know, I never said I was proud of my math skills.
No, you did not. That's fair. Well, I don't know if BBQ are proud of their match score in summer season. It's been a struggle for them. They still have a big lead. They have things, and this is the sort of moment where after sobering couple of deaths, you look down your kill involvements and your items, and you say, okay, we got some cool stuff, as maybe we don't talk about how much damage Aatrox did in the last fight. But
how much damage Ruler?
They have Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer on the Yasuo. He can hit a side lane, and as Faker showed yesterday, he can hard carry. He's got plenty of items if the enemy funnels into him. The Rage Bait is almost done, and Aatrox 3-0-2, so he's been uninvolved in the bad parts. If people keep getting picked off, maybe the item parity can be created, but Darius has a Trinity Force and nothing. Ruler is still working on a second item. Still a very big item lead for BBQ, but it only matters if they force Gen G to fight, and you have to do that around important objectives.
Cube getting closer to that Derm's Fist at least, but even then, not in the best of places as this Darius. Seems like it's going to be another slow game here from the side of Gen G, as they do not want to surrender any more kills over to BBQ. Still going to be down by about 3,000 gold. Down a turret. They have the dragons on their side at least, and there's an Infernal on the way. They can net that, help them continue to inch their way back into this game.
BBQ have a really good team for blue side taking Baron, because they have Aatrox pushing with a huge lead in bot side, and their turn on someone like the Constable Trundle, who was trying to sit around the back of the pit and interrupt and check the Baron repeatedly, is immense. They have so many different ways to engage, and a Yasuo with 2 items to turn on the person, that BBQ playing Baron is really, really powerful. Even Swain flashing over and controlling space is strong, so this is the area that BBQ have to keep Gen G on a very short leash. Playing around Baron, there should be few good options for the team of Gen G. Control Ward is cleared. Contempt is showing, so it's a little bit less of a threat around the Baron, but definitely the right area for BBQ.
Mission just playing forward, trying to be the eyes and ears here for Gen G. Spotting them out. Dash away from Trick, keeps himself safe from that binding. As Ruler looks to go back to base to get a purchase in.
We had the crazy had packed up shop, but perhaps he has the Rage Blade gold very soon. That's when he really, obviously, takes over the game. 2 items, and yeah, should be Rage Blade on the next back. They just have so much. They have items, they have stopwatches, they have everything as ambition.
Yeah, he's going to get jumped on in the meantime. Infernal looking to get started up by Crazy and Trick, who should be able to burst that one down very quickly with the Aatrox. No answer to be found from Gen G, so BBQ will get their first dragon of the game, and it's the most valuable one.
But when the Rage Blade is done, that is where we really evaluate people. They have an immense start.
There it is.
They have 2,500 gold lead. But where the items are, where the golds are at, and where the break-evens are for these champions, where they really, truly, add extra items, they get stronger, but not relatively stronger than their last purchase, it's now. They have so many items on Aatrox and Yasuo, definitely stronger than you could have imagined for BBQ in this matchup, that a force around Baron seems super high value, almost seems unconscionable if they don't win a Baron bait at this point in the game. They have Aatrox, who will significantly win the 1v1 in the side lane as well. Come on, BBQ, show us your development. This is where you should shine.
Still just playing this one out slowly. This is so very close. One of the closest games that BBQ has had to getting a win as of late. Outside of the reverse throw against KT Rolster.
We just need to see BBQ be decisive. They have so much here. Honestly, they really have a complete embarrassment of riches. One of my old soundboard terms, but one that I hold on to a bit more now. There is so much riches. They are so rich. I'm watching Billions at the moment. They're basically the really rich guy in that.
Axelrod.
Yes, Damian Lewis. Slightly less mysterious than in Homeland, but still pretty mysterious. Come on, BBQ. Spend your riches. Wield them. Please stop clearing the mid lane. This is not the ARAM time.
Well, they got Crazy bringing up the bot side. Should be able to knock down that turret. Yes, he can. It was one hit. In fact, if he didn't do it, he should have uninstalled.
BBQ. Still, we mentioned, and a great point in the game, but it feels like Gen G are getting access to minions they shouldn't get. You might say, okay, they're still winning. Why are we being critical?
Oh,
all right, here we go. It's a move.
Onto Ambition. Black Shield comes through. They try to trick this one back in on the Trick as the Subjugate comes in. Trick goes golden. Takes a lot of damage there from Ruler and has to flash away. Good counteraction coming from Gen G to ensure the survival of Ambition.
It's very even, and we've already discussed that the Baron is a no-go zone. The 1v1, the side lane for Darius, is a no-go zone. These are minions. It's time to get his anger on the wall.
Ignor's going in. Pulverize coming through an Ambition. He's out of there. Cuvée too far forward. Will get jumped on, and he is going to fall. That is 3 quick kills picked up here for the side of BBQ. Fly in no man's land, just cruising up, trying to proxy the wave a little bit here, but can't really do much to stop this Baron that is inevitably going to be going over to BBQ.
And an Ignar special, but he gets in there, and hoo boy, does he get some kills. From there, all Ruler can do is pick up some minions. Ambition is dead. That should be Baron. BBQ were begging for it for about 5 minutes, but finally they get it.
One step closer to closing this one out. BBQ get the Baron at 27 minutes. They'll head back to base. They'll spend this gold that they netted for themselves. It's now 15-6.
In a game begging for a match winner. BBQ set up
one
for success.
Control ward's outside of the brush.
It's true. I guess it doesn't side it, but holy moly. That was a great engage. Very decisive from Ignar. Ward from that angle definitely looks conspicuous. They clean up the kills, they clean up the Baron, and now the lead is even larger.
I want to know who put that control ward down now.
Really? Okay there. Gilios, let's not be too hasty. You already had some choice words for MVP. Are we really going to be calling out people on Gen G?
No. I'm just curious who the culprit was. Could have turned everything on its head there, but man, the engage there from the Alistar. Beautiful stuff from Ignar.
I feel like Aatrox always does way more damage in the recap than I expected. The melee champion with the Titanic Hydra thing, it's working out for Aatrox.
It really is. 4-0-4. Insert joke here. Has not died yet. And honestly, I don't think he's even really lost his passive at all in this game.
For the turret dive, but on purpose, basically.
Yeah.
Well, BBQ now have the thing they needed. Should mention that with Banner of Command removed on 8-12, just buying multiple banners is no longer a strategy for closing out the game with a Yasuo Swain Aatrox short-range comp. So Baron is even more important than it was previously. It's come from temp. Far too late on that wind wall. It shouldn't matter though. All the easy objectives are now down for the side of BBQ, but they can also turret dive with relative impunity waiting on them to make their next move. Still half the Baron left up.
Gen G trying to hold on as best as they can. Nearly down 10,000 gold. It's growing in that direction here. So they try to hold on to these few remaining turrets. Have only been able to take 2 this entire game. Ruler, at least with a Hurricane, can clear out these Baron-empowered minions, very easily. But this has got to be one hell of a delay if they want to win this.
First they took our Tushen, and then I said nothing. Then they took my Baron, and I said nothing. And I had nothing left to give.
Give your love for the LCK.
I have my moments. Speaking of love for the LCK.
Yeah, that's going to be QV just dying. Crazy, just going to rip him to pieces solo underneath the turret. No big deal. Didn't get to use that stop one.
It was a pretty straightforward dive into murdering happening on the bot side. And speaking of murdering, top lane turret's going to go down. Bot lane turret's going to go down. Everything rolling down like dominoes for Gen G.
Yep, first inhibitor going to break. That's going to be top side as they go for the engage in onto Ambition. He just does not stand a chance. Fly tries to do something with the Banshee's going to get popped. He'll get knocked up. No last breath, no problem. Still going to be a double kill going over to Tempt, and Gen G have done it. They're going to be handing BBQ their second game win, it would seem. Take an absolute miracle from Ruler here in order to turn this one around, and it just does not seem possible. TP going to be coming back through as Crazy looks to rejoin.
He has to cancel it awkwardly because the rest of the team left. That's
they
really
kited back, so kind of baiting him out a little bit here, but Ghost is going to rejoin with the Swain.
You would think that Crazy would have the worst TP. He would have the better TP than Ghost, given that he normally takes TP.
They just baited him so hard.
Also, he should have noticed that there were no minions left.
Yeah.
Teleport somewhere else.
Okay.
But, never mind. It's going to delay the game a little bit.
Look, if that's the most embarrassing thing that BBQ do in this game, they can get the win, then I think it's all right.
Do you remember level 1? That was definitely the most embarrassing thing BBQ did.
I had already forgotten what happened. It was kind of glossed over that part.
Well,
but oh boy.
I think Gen G will want to gloss over this game on the VOD review. It's been a bit of a stinker from them, specifically around those turrets bot side. To me, the only way that happens is no one is talking, or everyone is talking, and my guess is the former, but we can't know. Gen G now far too far behind. 10,000 gold behind. Famous last words, but 3 items on Ashe. I guess something could happen. The crit champion got her items, but usually that means the game is over against her.
I mean, Ruler has been a kiting god in the past. But, I mean, this would be some next level stuff if he can pull it off.
He does have 3 items in a Zeke's Convergence and a Knight's Vow and a shield, so that's a lot of ands already. The grammar's off, so that probably suggests that perhaps something could happen.
He
also
really needs to chew apart somebody that has that substitute role.
Also could instantly explode, so.
Yes. A never move onto the Ashe is probably goodbye, good night. Vision of Empire not going to connect. Tosses out the Hawk shot here. This turret has already taken quite a bit of damage. Vision playing forward, trying to slow things up with the pillar. A lot of chip damage going through. They'll get the apprehend in as Trick tanks this up, but the turret's going to go down as Crazy jumps for an Ambition. Looking like he's just going to be sacrificed. Crazy does get popped. Passive going through. Stun in on Ambition. Popped up. Last breath not going to have it. Temp flashes in to try to get the kill. He's going to lose his Guardian Angel. But that's going to be the third inhibitor going down. Ignar. That's going to be a 3-man knock-up. Last breath coming through. His Temp goes into the backside. They'll trade a 1-for-1. Ambition for the Yasuo. Turret's under siege here from the Super Creeps. Ruler's still alive. Can he turn this one around?
They can.
It's going to be a double kill going over to Fly, and they hold on by a thread, but there's not going to be really any Nexus turrets remaining, just the one. Going to slowly regenerate, but they have to hold off 3 waves of Super Creeps in the next 2.5 minutes before top and mid come back up.
Ruler God moded that fight. He was fantastic. If you watch him in the replay, you can see that every little moment, he was thinking about every piece of CZ that could hit him. He was able to open up and keep autos up. Really impressive kiting and play by Ruler. He was the only one that could win a fight here. But BBQ, a bit like early in the game from Gen G, went 1 by 1 to start. They get the Temp GA. They get things at the start that shouldn't be possible. The Wombo starts, but Ruler is able to stay alive and auto attack through this. He only flashes to open up distance to auto. This is perfect, expert AD carry play from Ruler. It extends the game, but is it enough to keep it in there?
Well, they're going to be looking to make a bit of a Hail Mary here as the Baron comes back up for JJ, clearing out the wards, the members. A BBQ coming back up, the TP going into the bottom side, Crazy. He's going to be looking to finish the game to the back door. He's the recall coming through from Fly right now as the Baron goes down to half HP. The Nexus, it has, or the last Nexus turret, it has no HP. Crazy's going to be in the base. I think he's going to finish this one off. Baron going low, Ruler's dead. Baron goes over to BBQ. That's going to be the nail in the coffin. They cannot do anything. The TP out here from Crazy, looking to end the game. Dark Flight to the side. Fly can't do anything. And Gen G do in fact get BBQ there.